Welcome dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing very fine. Okay, let us start with the part 2 of chapter 4, that is the King and the Fiery Dragon. Okay, let us start. Okay children, so we'll start up with the next part of the chapter. Up till now we have read that after having a hearty meal, he just slept off, Ramesh. Okay. Now, in the evening, grandmother took him to the village fair. As he was tired, so he went fast asleep, and after he wake up in the evening, his grandmother took him to the village fair. It was an annual event. Annual means once in a year which comes. So it was an annual event held in a vast ground near a rocky hillock. Hillock is a small hill. Now Ramesh thoroughly enjoyed himself. It was a very good fair and he was enjoying there. There were lots of stalls selling clay pots, wooden toys, baskets, vegetables, grains and so on. So it was a huge fair and vastly spread in the area, and he was enjoying himself with his grandmother, and lots of toys and baskets and pots and everything was there. The villagers greeted grandmother respectfully, as his grandmother was too old. So all the villagers, whenever they give the very much respect to his grandmother. So when they saw that grandmother came, so the villagers greeted grandmother respectfully. And suddenly, with the beating of drums, all the villagers gathered around. Gathered means they have collected around a huge rock that resembled a dragon. Resemble means it looked like a dragon, the huge rock. So all of a sudden, when the drum beat starts, what they did? All the villagers, they gathered around a huge rock that resembled a dragon. Now they began to dance as they happily sang folk songs. When they, after the drum beats, they just gathered over there around the resembled dragon rock, and they began to dance happily, and they sang songs, and they just merrily doing whatever they were doing there. Some offered flowers to dragon. Ramesh also seeing this, he just cheered and clapped with them, because he don't know about actually anything what was going on there, but as everybody was doing, he also just cheered up and clapped with them. Now as the sun set, they headed all to their homes. Okay, so all after this, whatever the festival or whatever they have done, after that when the sun sets, they all went off to their homes, and they also went back, Ramesh and his grandmother. Once back, Ramesh sat close to his grandmother and asked, why were the people dancing around the huge rock that looked like a dragon? Now he was very curious about asking that what was going, because he was unaware of anything what was going on there. But he just enjoyed everything. But after coming back, he just asked that what was going around, and why were the people dancing around the huge rock and that looked like a dragon? So what is all that? Grandma said, well, there is a story about the dragon. Most of the people believe that it watches over us. Now grandmother told about that thing, why it was all like that, because most of the people who lives in that Makanbad, they believe that it watches, the dragon, it watches over us. So they have a lot of faith in that, and that is why they treat it as like a something divine forces there in that rock. Okay. Now, okay, so as he was very curious, he just asked, Grandma, please tell me about the dragon. Then she said, oh yes, I had composed a poem when I was young. Composed means she had written a poem when she was young. The village folk still recite it and sing it on such occasions as today. As there was an occasion, as you must have seen, so she was telling to his grandchild that you have seen the occasion, these kind of occasions, they used to recite the poem which I had composed years back. Ramesh eagerly looked at his grandmother. very keen that what is she going to now recite and what is she going to read. So Ramesh eagerly looked at his grandmother, who sat in a candlelight and read out from an old diary. Now let us see what she wrote. The king set out with his soldiers towards the Dragon Mountain for treasure. Now it is a poem as it goes that the king set out with his soldiers. The king set out means he just went off with his soldiers towards the Dragon Mountain. So there is a kind of Dragon Mountain for the treasure. Treasure is something, the gems and jewels, okay, these or in terms of money. So lots of treasure was there. So the king set out with his soldiers towards the Dragon Mountain for treasures. The queen had said, "Get it all, I want riches more." Now this has been advised or ordered by the queen, that queen has said, "Get it all, I want riches more." She want to become more and more rich. So she ordered that, "Please get it all and I want riches more. Attack the dragon and fort and break its walls and door." Now she just ordered that, go and attack the dragon and fort, whatever is there, and break all the walls and door and everything, and just bring the treasure for me. So the king set out. Now what happened next? The fiery dragon guarded the treasure with all his might. Now the fiery, that is very dangerous or ferocious. The fiery dragon guarded the treasure. So he was just taking care. He was just guarding the treasure over there with all his might. Might is strength or power. Okay. "Back off, you won't get this. It's not right." Now when he attacked the dragon, the king and their soldiers, when they attacked, so what he said? "Back off, you won't get this. So just go away, and if you think you can get this, no, it is not possible. You won't get this. It's not right." And the dragon was telling also that, "Look, this is also not right." The king yelled. Yelled means shouted loudly. The king yelled, "You will pay with your life." Now he is saying that, please stay away from all this, otherwise you have to pay with your life. That means you have to give away your life also. I can go to any extent to have this treasure. Why? Because the jewels and gems will adorn only my wife. Now he said that these jewels and gems will adorn. Adorn means make beautiful. To whom? Only my wife. Now the king was saying this all, that the king yelled, "You will pay with your life. The jewels and gems will adorn only my wife." Now he wanted that all the jewels and gems to take away with him for adorning his only wife, and nobody else could take this. But with that, the soldiers aimed arrows, and after the command of king, the soldiers also aimed the arrows on dragon, and spears and cannon. Cannon is, children, the huge military artillery with the blowing out fireballs. Okay, that is cannon. So the soldiers aimed arrows, spears and cannons. All these were of no use, as nothing harmed the dragon. But because they were trying a bit, they were trying their 100% to just harm the dragon and take away all the treasure. But nothing harmed the dragon, and all those things, these were of no use. They were useless. There were little more about this poem that we will deal in the next part of this chapter. Till then, bye-bye.